The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, Book 1, The Beginning, Chapter 7, Swimming with Dolphins. It sure is quiet. Peter took a big bite of banana for breakfast. That's true, said Mary. I haven't heard any crickets chirping at night or any birds singing in the morning. Peter looked around at the ground and the sky. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen any birds or bugs or animals at all. Mary looked around too. I'm glad there are no bugs, but I do miss the birds. Let the waters be filled with fish and great creatures of the sea, and let the sky be filled with birds, said the big voice across the ocean and through the trees. The waters filled with swimming and jumping and diving creatures from shoreline to deep, dark ocean. The skies filled with colorful flapping wings, and soaring songs echoed through the trees. The land and the sea became alive. Be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters and the sky, said the big voice to the new world of life. I didn't know that birds and fish could do math, Peter grinned at his sister. I think multiply means to have babies, his sister said. I know, Peter rolled his eyes. I was joking. Besides, they might be able to add and subtract, but there's no way they can multiply. Mary paid no attention to him. Her face was turned toward the sky. Look at all the amazing birds. I have never seen so many colors and sizes. Peter pointed high into the sky. Look at that huge bird up there. Hank looked up and barked and turned in circles. That's not a bird, said Mary. That's Michael. It sure is getting lively down here. Michael landed on the ground beside them. Congratulations on translating the first word of the scroll. Where have you been since yesterday? Asked Peter. I've been trying to find Satan, the great enemy, said Michael. I know he's up to something, but I'm not sure where he is. Some people say he has horns and a forked tail, but I read that isn't true. Mary put her hands on her hips like she always did when she was about to ask a serious question. So what does he look like? He could look like many different things, said Michael. He could look like anybody or anything. So how will we know him? Asked Peter. You will know him by his lies. He will try to trick you with lies and turn you against God. It is best if you all stay together. It can be dangerous if you all are alone. Don't worry, we will, said Mary. Remember, you will know Satan by his lies. Michael spread his wings and flew away. I'm a little worried, said Mary. What if we get tricked and don't solve the scroll in time? Don't worry, said Peter. You heard Michael. If we stay together, everything will be okay. Mary still looked worried. I sure hope you're right. Let's go down to the beach and see all the new sea creatures, said Peter. Okay, and maybe we'll find a clue, said Mary. Peter ran down to the beach. He couldn't believe his eyes. He saw colorful fish, seahorses, starfish, turtles, and even whales. Then he saw something that took his breath away. Look at those dolphins jumping in the air, he shouted. I read that a fully grown dolphin can jump 25.5 feet out of the water, said Mary. Let's get in the water and swim with them. I don't think we can swim with the dolphins, said Mary. Why not, said Peter. They do at the water park, but we aren't trained, said Mary. Peter ignored her. He jumped into the water and swam with the dolphins. When he looked back, Mary was still standing on the shore looking nervous. He grinned. She might be smarter than him, but she wasn't brave. Finally, she jumped in, but not Hank. He was too busy chasing birds on the beach. The dolphins were very friendly. Peter swam and laughed and played tag with them. Mary petted one of the dolphins on the head and made squeaking sounds to communicate with them. Peter heard Hank bark. He looked up and saw how far he was out in the deep water. Then he saw something else, shark fins circling around them and the dolphins. Suddenly, Peter didn't feel so brave. Maybe they just want to play, said Mary. I don't want to wait and find out, said Peter. Quick, grab the fin of one of the dolphins and let's get out of here. Peter grabbed the fin of the biggest dolphin. Mary grabbed the fin of the fastest dolphin. Peter shouted for them to swim and the dolphins took off, and they were fast. The only problem was the dolphins were swimming in different directions. Peter's dolphin swam straight to shore, but Mary's dolphin swam out to sea. Peter stood on the beach and shouted, but it didn't help. Mary's dolphin kept swimming. The sharks kept following, and then they were gone. Peter looked around and spotted the boat that Michael had used to rescue them. He pulled it into the water. Hank and Peter jumped into the boat, and off they went. He had to rescue Mary. They had to stay together. The waves were rough, but Peter kept rowing. They made it past the waves and shouted and barked for Mary, but there was no answer. Peter kept rowing. His arms were getting tired and his hands were hurting. It was hopeless. Peter worried that he would never find Mary. He was afraid that he couldn't solve the secret of the scroll by himself, and even if he could, what would happen to Mary? It is good, said the big voice as the day ended and darkness covered the water. How can it be good when Mary is missing, said Peter. When he was too tired to row any longer, he drifted off to sleep in the boat.